The Unrecorded Interview History Documentary Series.
This living death in St. Helena, where the dampness and the rats of Longwood House try to finish what Russian bullets could not.
Thanks to everyone joining the Unrecorded Interview. Today, we are speaking with Napoleon Bonaparte in his final exile on this lost rock in the Atlantic. You speak of martyrdom, General, but your death began long before. Let's start with your great lie, Corsica. You were born hating France.
I was a patriot. I adored Paoli until his small-mindedness forced me to seek a larger horizon for the Bonapartes on French soil.
Burienne says you despised your father for becoming French too quickly. Didn't you do the same out of pure ambition for power?
Talent has no fatherland. In France, a man of merit can be emperor. In Corsica, only a clan leader.
Let's talk about Egypt. You called it the key to the world, yet you abandoned your army to its fate while you fled to Paris to conspire.
I brought the light, the Rosetta stone, the Institute of Egypt. I gave back its history to a nation that only knew sand.
You also brought opium. Sir Robert Wilson claims you poisoned your own wounded soldiers in Jaffa. Is that your mercy?
They were hopeless cases. It was an act of compassion to keep the Turks from beheading them alive. War is not for the weak.
Mercy is a strange word in your mouth. At the 18th of Brumaire, you didn't save the Republic, you executed it with bayonets.
The Republic was a corpse being eaten by lawyers. I gave it a granite column, the Civil Code.
Your code gave order, yes, but it returned women to servitude and reinstated slavery in the colonies in 1802.
Sugar is the blood of commerce. France needed real revenue, not salon philosophical theories that feed no one.
And Toussaint Louverture, he was a man of merit, just like you. You betrayed him and left him to die of cold in a French cell.
There can only be one sun in the French firmament. He was an obstacle to the colonial order that I had to impose.
That son crowned himself in 1804. What happened to the Republican general who swore hatred to titles?
The crown of France was on the ground, and I picked it up with the point of my sword. The people voted for me by the millions.
Votes under fear, and to seal your dynasty, you kidnapped Pope Pius VII. A very Roman gesture, but hardly Christian.
The Pope was a sovereign who didn't understand that the world had changed. I am the successor of Charlemagne, not his vassal.
Your arrogance was your Spanish ulcer. You deceived the Bourbons and unleashed a hell that bled your best men dry.
Spain was medieval chaos. I only wanted to modernize them, to lift the yoke of the Inquisition and fanatical friars.
But the Spaniards preferred to die rather than accept your imposed liberty. Did you learn nothing of human resistance?
I learned that honor is a force that lawyers cannot calculate. Josephine knew it. She won hearts for me.
And yet, you discarded her like old furniture for an Austrian princess. Where was your star of fortune then?
I needed an heir. The empire is a burden that requires royal blood to survive the centuries.
Your royal blood ended up frozen in Russia. You abandoned 500,000 men in the snow while you traveled in a sledge.
The winter defeated me, not the Tsar. My soldiers loved me. They would have died 1,000 times for a single word from my mouth.
You said, "What are 200,000 men to me?" That is your true religion, General, the sacrifice of others.
Glory requires sacrifices. I founded modern France. My bridges, my schools, my laws, that is what remains.
Your laws are the only monument that hasn't crumbled. Everything else was smoke, blood, and personal vanity.
The world will remember me as the greatest man of action. After Julius Caesar, there is only me in history.
Or as the man who left France smaller than he found it after Waterloo. Was all that death worth it?
It is worth being a meteor, even if the fall is on this miserable rock. I have written my name in the centuries.
Time will pass sentence, Bonaparte. For now, you are just a prisoner of your own legend.
Time is the only judge that I haven't been able to bribe with victories. My life was a novel, but the end is this silence.
General, thank you for your brutal honesty. The world will forever be divided by your shadow. Mr. Napoleon, there is always so much to discuss with you. I'm certain we will invite you back for a second conversation. And to you, our audience here at the Unrecorded interview, who would you like to see sitting in that chair next? Leave a comment below with the name of the figure and the one question you'd ask. See you next week with a new legend. Goodbye.
The Unrecorded Interview. History Documentary Series.